patriarchal beliefs of male heterosexual dominance and the devaluation of girls and women lie at the root of gender-based leadership. Patriarchy is a structural force that influences power relations, affecting women politicians in Bungoma County. In this feature, I examine how gender dominance discourages women from political participation, with the report throwing up likely solutions. This story is part of the African Women in Media, Illuminate Young Women in Politics media project. She is a beam of happiness and excitement.
Yes.
She had agreed to meet me at her office in Bungoma County at midday, and she was already seated and waiting, calmly taking in the tranquil of the decorated office at the county headquarters. It is difficult to believe that she is the first woman deputy governor of a county of an area of 2,069 kilometers square, 9 constituencies, and a population of 1.7 million, of which more than half are females. It was smiles when she cited my presence together with my camera person from Maisa Television Kenya. Her demeanor illuminated the incredibles of leadership's nuggets and softening her solemn-looking face, as well as revealing white even teeth. She stood up and greeted my reporter and I as she made us comfortable in her office, well guarded and warm, deftly responding to questions. Pastor Jennifer Chemutai Mbatiani is the Deputy Governor of Bungoma County in the Western region of Kenya under Ford Kenya Party in the 2022 general election. Her Excellency Pastor Jennifer Chemutai Mbatiani, an arts degree in gender, women and development holder, an additional degree in theology from Egerton University, is an experienced leader and can talk about challenges and women's participation in politics and leadership with ease. Mbatiani, who served as gender advisor in Governor Lusaka's office between 2013 and 2017, says the passion to serve people by addressing their needs saw her join politics.
When I grew up as a young girl, I would say no. But later on in life, after I grew up in my high school and maybe after finishing, I came back to my society and I looked around and saw how my people were living, how the young girls were being discriminated, some were dropping out of school. Then out of that, it's like I developed some burden entered into my heart, and I had some passion now came in, and due to that I started now developing a vision, and I said one day, one time, if I'm given an opportunity to be in a position of influence, I will be able now to address the issues that my community are going through, and especially the issue of the girl child, because I grew at a time when girls, in our society we do FGM, female genital mutilation is our practice, and most of our girls, after being circumcised, they would just drop out of school, get married, and then later on, if you follow up into their lives, you realize their lives are really miserable. So because of that passion, I developed some passion, and I said, if I'm given one day, I have a vision of delivering my fellow girls.
Honorable Mbatiani, who in 2022 contested for deputy governor for the Bungoma gubernatorial seat with Governor Kenneth Lusaka on the platform of the Ford Kenya party ticket, said she joined the party in a bid to foster for proper representation of women at all levels, to upsurge constitution mandate of proportional representation, that all elective and selective positions had to be 35% specially allocated to women.
Some of us, we have fought the fight. And I want to thank myself that I've been so resilient to be where I am today. If I gave up, and the reason why I persisted and persevered is because I was looking at these young girls, the upcoming leaders. Because some of us now, we are aging. And as we age, we want also to leave the mantle to these young girls, the young women that are coming up. So I want to encourage them that it is possible. You just need to be determined. You just need to be focused, know what you want, and go for it.
All right.
Because I remember even me, I wanted to become the deputy governor in 2013. But it wasn't possible because of the cultural issues. Elders said, okay, it's not yet the right time for us to be led by a woman. But I didn't give up. I didn't. I insisted. I persevered. I remained there.
Yes.
Yes, until now, I am the deputy governor. Yes. I remember there was a time when we didn't even have any woman governor or any woman in those higher positions.
Yeah.
But after the 2010 constitution, things have started changing. Okay, in the constitution we have what is called the affirmative action, which where the women's seat position was created. We thank God for that. The two-third gender rule is also in the constitution. We are still fighting to achieve it, but I'm sure with the time it will be achieved.
The discussion soon narrowed down to how patriarchal politics was not favorable to women. She said the electoral process in Kenya, and particularly Western Kenya region, was not only very expensive, but the belief that only men must lead is detrimental, and it negatively affects women politicians.
In my leadership position, and basing on the community where I come from, the most undoing challenge is the cultural belief, of course, where people think that, they keep on saying, women, it's not yet the right time for us to be led by women.
Yeah.
They have that mindset where they believe women can never be leaders.
Yeah. She said currently there is no elected woman for the member of National Assembly in Bungoma County, and this is attributed to male dominance of political systems, culture, and the economy, not to mention threats of violence, educational stipulations, and gender stereotyping.
When we come to our county, we still have a problem. We don't have any elected woman member of parliament. We only have 6 elected members of county assembly. The others are nominated. So what we are saying, there is some progress, but we have not yet reached where we want to be. We are still fighting to ensure that we attain our goal.
Kenyan women over the years have shown keen interest in leadership positions, but so many barriers limit them. As much as they occupy executive positions in local and multinational companies, the political space continues to be elusive to many of them. Irene, why do women shy from elective seats, and what should be done to curb this?
I think culture has played a key role in women not getting into leadership positions, and this is because our culture dictated that women were not to voice anything, like they were not to be heard most of the time. And so this has affected women so much, because this is the reason why also women used not to get into education that is what would empower them to get into elective positions. But I think so far, so good. We can appreciate the fact that women are getting out. But I know still there's 1, 2, 3 that is still affecting them. In terms of even when they are in their positions, nobody really gives them the support that they need. And especially even the women, and knowing that women are the majority in the community, you find that fellow women don't give the needed support for women leaders. And this is something that we really need to work on, so that we can put our women in their positions of leadership. I think it's a very good thing if a woman is in leadership, because we know it starts from her heart. A woman is this kind of person who has been modeled in a way that she takes care of everything, everyone, and anything affecting the community really affects the woman directly. And so when we let women be in positions of leadership, I know it's gonna be a way forward for us. But now, as I have mentioned, I think the culture thing, we are doing away with it slowly by slowly. Not just pushing away the culture, but just putting away the wrong culture. So most women now, I think we are coming out, and what we need to do more is to look for more women who are going to support us as women leaders, so that we can go into these political elective positions, because we know when we are there, things are going to be good even for our fellow women. So I think the right thing to do now is to get empowered, and this is get all our girl children to school and take them to the best schools and take them to places where they can get experience into how they can be leaders, and exposing them to what they need, not looking into the fact that maybe they are women or they are ladies and so they cannot do better. If we expose them, if we give them the right support they need, I think at the end of the day, we're gonna have very strong people in leadership, and women in leadership will be comfortable knowing that they have enough support from behind them and from every other person that really needs to support them. So we need the support, we need the empowerment, and also we need to work on our culture so that we can be the best in leadership. Thank you.
Msimbi, a legal academic, added that the financial crisis also had a negative impact on women.
Women carry a double burden. They have to go to work and also take care of their kids. And there is still division of labor between men and women. And oftenly, women lack time to engage in politics.
She stressed that economic empowerment, women's involvement in political parties, and the prevention of violence against women are key in ensuring a better future for women.
So what we have to do, we have to reflect on our economic and political systems. And another thing, women's roles have changed, and this needs to be reflected in the laws and policies at a decision level. Women's voices must be heard.
From a gender perspective, 3 vital lessons can be learned from the 2022 general election. First, gender issues are on the rise, a fact shown not least by the appointment of the first ever women running mates for one of the 2 main presidential candidates.
I have the great honor to announce that I have picked as my running mate and Cabinet Secretary for Justice and Constitutional Affairs, the Honorable Martha Wangari Karua.
Second, although the ratios of women representatives at all levels are slowly but steadily increasing, the gender quota is just window dressing, which the parties blatantly ignore or work around by nominating women candidates to top up lists.
very many women were elected. It's not very many when you think about it. Like, I'm not talking about 50% of women were elected, but so much more than we've seen before. Even for the jockeys, even for the seats reserved for women rep. Like, they elect 0 women, and they even say if it wasn't clear that the seat reserved for women representatives is for women, they would vote in men. Like, I hope you get, how crazy that is.
Third, violence against women in politics poses a serious threat to women's political inclusion and citizenship.
Included the issue of sexual violence before the House, which is never treated very seriously. I have been sexually violated in this House, Chair, and no action was taken, even though when somebody undresses me in this House, that is sexual violence, Mr. Speaker. You don't touch my panty. You are not Mr. Mabona. That is sexual violence. I think people are not used to, generally, to women who are vocal, and people are not also used to people who say things as it is. People are used to people who think things and don't say them out. I am a bit different. I think them out and say them. And the reason why I do that is because some of the things, if they remain unsaid, then they further discrimination and abuse of women.
Patriarchal attitudes and structural barriers in Kenya's political institutions disadvantage women, reducing the pool of candidates and the number of those elected.
Another common challenge that affects all, not only us here, is the issue of discrimination. Women are still being discriminated because you can find out sometimes maybe you are in a function, all are men, and then sometimes if you don't shout to be given an opportunity also to speak, then they, they just assume when men have spoken, then everyone, yes, everyone has spoken. So we still have that challenge. And then the common challenge of cyberbullying. I don't know if it is common in Bungoma or other places, but I think it is also worse here, where women, we are really mistreated, we are molested. Our young men and girls, they speak ill of women leaders, and they can talk of things that you would not even wish to hear.
Despite robust legislation through Kenya's 2010 constitution, which supports women and ensures gender equality, during the August 2022 general elections, a total of 1,962 female candidates were cleared by the Independent Electoral and Boundaries Commission (IEBC) to vie for different seats in the 2022 elections, out of a total of 14,137 candidates, a number that is still a drop in the ocean. The major reasons for that included self-doubt, despite women actually having considerable professional experience and skills, lack of consent from potential candidates' husbands. They often fear that they will not have enough time to look after their children and run the household, and see political activity as a threat to doing business and personal safety.
I know that one of my colleagues in Parliament, somebody picked a pornographic movie and superimposed her face, and it went viral across the country. And she was a Muslim woman, and her husband walked out on her. So many women would not take the risk to go into politics if that's what happens.
Also, sometimes when you come out and you want to become a leader, you can encounter even challenges from your own family, because the community will come, and even inside your own people. They can even inside your husband. Why are you leaving your wife to go to politics? You will lose her there. They give him examples of many other women who tried and they failed. So because of that, you might end up lacking that family support. And in leadership or in political space, getting support from the family is very, very important.
11 years after the promulgation of the Kenya's 2010 constitution, women are asking what is there to celebrate when several gains to women's representation and participation in leadership continue to be eroded, ignored, and replaced with self-serving interest.
Fully implement the gender rule, and that will level the playing field for women to some extent. But beyond that, we will also make sure that the policies in place and the awareness drive to get women to have better access to positions of power.
How do we celebrate when 2/3 gender rule has not been fulfilled in all arms of government, not even in the county assemblies, where only 8 counties are compliant, meaning 39 are not? This was a powerful reflective question posed by Honorable Martha Karua during the Women Must Lead Policy Dialogue held on 28th of August 2022 in Nairobi, Kenya. Former Trans Nzoia woman representative Janet Nangabo, speaking at the Kitale Woman GK prison, challenged women in the region not to fear contesting against men in all elective seats in the August 2022 polls.
Mama, unaweza enda ugavana, unaweza enda senator, unaweza enda ubunge, unaweza enda pia MCA. Unajua tukiwa wengi na tukitaka kulisha jamii, itakuwa ni kazi rahisi kwangu. Na ndiposa mimi na si wa mama, kama mna hiyo dukuduku ya kusema kwamba unataka kiti, hebu toka nje. Mimi na Janet Nangabo nimefight, nimekuwa kansela, nimetoka kwa ukansela ndio huyu nimekuwa MP. Nataka nikitoka hapa ninakuwa governor.
Besides Julia Ojambo, the first woman to be elected MP in Western Kenya in 1974, Christine Mango, who was a Butula Member of Parliament between 2002 and 2007, and Mary Emase, Teso South Member of Parliament, few women have dared try politics. Women from Western region of Kenya have decided to be at the forefront in fighting for women's rights through their group Western Union for Change. They accuse the elected women of neglecting emerging issues that affect women directly and focusing on their personal ambitions.
Me register hii Women for Change. Tunataka in future tukaanze kupata projects kwa counties, projects za wamama, tukapate kupigania kina mama. Kama ile 30% ya women contracts kina mama wapatiwa.
Wamama wako tayari, but kitu tunajua wanataka mwongozo. Na hii mwongozo vile imeanza hivi, nataka kushukuru wale wote ambao wako behind this idea.
In their first meeting held in Busia County, the group discussed their mission, which is to bring change to women in terms of representation and financial freedom through their table banking program. According to the women, the retrogressive culture has made many women shy away from change. Hence, there is a need to empower them through various projects.
Lengo kuu ya mkutano hii ni kuunganisha wamama wa magharibi, kukuwa na mwelekeo ya change in terms of tunataka mabadiliko kisiasa, kimaendeleo na representation.
How do we end this? Increase awareness across the country about women's rights and attack on patriarchal attitudes, recognizing women as political subjects, ending violence against women and the denial of their rights, deconstructing the sexual division of labor, speeding up women's economic empowerment, and enhancing their participation in labor markets. My name is Ridah Kering Chebet.